You know what's better than store-bought strawberries? A strawberry fresh with dew you picked before breakfast right from your own garden.
Growing strawberries isn't nearly as complicated as people think. I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to grow your own juicy, sweet strawberries, whether you've got a big backyard or just a few containers on your patio.
Yes, my strawberry patch is quite messy, but it has looked a lot worse. At times you can't even see the strawberries. Hey, you can see them now. At the beginning of this summer, this patch looked pretty bad, and I wasn't sure if we were going to have to till it all under because of all the grass in it or what I was going to do. Well, I went in there and I hoed a lot eventually, but so I don't have to till it under, but I do have to take much better care of it. But anyway, while I thought I was going to have to till it up, I had transplanted a whole bunch of little baby strawberries. This is Jewel variety, and they are absolutely wonderful. And now I have this tilled up bed, and it has been well worked, and now I'm going to put these strawberries in and get them all mulched up, and we're going to take really good care of them, and I'll show you what I'm doing.
Hey there, hi from Carol at almost 2 acres. While you watch me updating my strawberry bed, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know to grow your own juicy, sweet strawberries. So grab your coffee and let's get growing.
Not all strawberries are created equal. There are three main types you need to know about, and choosing the right ones makes all the difference.
June-bearing strawberries give you one massive harvest in late spring or early summer. Think of them as the all-at-once variety, perfect if you want to make jam or freeze a bunch at once. Ever-bearing strawberries are my personal favorite for most home gardeners. They'll give you 2 to 3 harvests throughout the growing season, typically late spring, summer, and fall. And then there's day-neutral strawberries. These guys are the overachievers. They'll keep producing smaller amounts of fruit all season long as temperatures stay between 35 and 85 degrees. For beginners, I usually recommend starting with ever-bearing varieties like Ozark Beauty or Jewel. Now let's talk about site and soil preparation. Strawberries are sun lovers. They want 8 to 10 hours of direct sunlight for the best fruit production. But here's something most people don't know. If you're growing wild or alpine varieties, they can actually handle partial shade with just 4 to 6 hours of sun. As for soil, strawberries are a bit picky. They like it slightly acidic, pH between 5.5 and 6.5, and well draining. Honestly though, any good garden soil mixed with plenty of compost will work great. The key is drainage. Strawberries hate wet feet. If your soil holds water, either build raised beds or grow them in containers. I've seen amazing success with both methods, but usually plant mine in the ground. You can absolutely grow strawberries in pots. Just make sure the planter is at least 8 inches deep and has good drainage holes, and be ready to fertilize it. Now let's talk about planting. You've got two main options for planting: bare root plants or transplants from the nursery. Bare root is usually cheaper and gives you more variety options. Plant them after your last frost date in spring, or if you're in a milder climate, fall planting actually works great too. Hear me when I say this. Space them about 12 inches apart. Trust me on this, they spread more than you think. I have made this mistake so many times, but I am trying a little harder this time. Can you grow strawberries from seed? Yes, you can. You need to keep them for 3 to 4 weeks in your freezer, then start them indoors under grow lights. Just know that seed-grown plants won't fruit until their second year. Whether you're planting bare root or transplants, make sure the crown, that's where the leaves meet the roots, is right at soil level. Too deep and it'll rot, too shallow and it'll dry out. About watering. Strawberries need about 1 to 2 inches per week, but here's the important part. How you water matters more than how much. Always water at the base of the plant, never on the leaves. Wet leaves equal disease problems, and nobody wants that. I love using drip irrigation or a soaker hose. It keeps the water right where it needs to be. For fertilizing, I use a balanced fertilizer with a little extra potassium. Something like a 4:1:4 NPK ratio works great. Feed them when you plant them, and then again every 4 to 6 weeks during the growing season. Here's a pro tip that's hard to do but so important. Pinch off all those flowers the first year. I know, you want more berries. But But trust me, letting the plant put all its energy into root development means way more berries next year. Truth be told, sometimes I have to force myself to do this. Mulching is your secret weapon for strawberry success. I use about 2 to 3 inches of grass clippings or shredded leaves around each plant. This keeps the soil moist, suppresses weeds, and here's the bonus, keeps your berries clean and off the ground so they don't rot. Now, let's talk about the uninvited guests. Slugs love strawberries almost as much as we do. A walk can at times find me checking for them in the evening with a flashlight so I can smush them. Birds are another story. They watch over the berries like babysitters and will grab your berries the day before you plan to pick them. Rope covers or bird netting are your best defense. For diseases like gray mold, prevention is key. Good air circulation, watering at the base, and removing any damaged or diseased leaves immediately will keep your plants healthy. Strawberries are fun to watch grow. They send out runners, basically baby plants on stems. In the first year, cut these off. I know, it seems wasteful, but you want all that energy going into fruit production. But in year 2 and beyond, these runners are keys to your future harvest. You can either let runners root naturally while still attached to the mother plant, or cut them off and root them in small pots. Either way, you're getting free plants. Sometimes I have 4-inch pots filled with planting medium sitting where the runner wants to root so it grows into that pot. I do watch to make sure the soil stays moist in those pots. Now for the best part, harvest time. Here's the key. Strawberries don't ripen after you pick them, so wait until they're completely red. Pick them in the morning when it's cool and twist them off with the green cap attached. This helps them last longer. A perfectly ripe strawberry should come off easily. Fresh strawberries will keep in the fridge for about a week, but honestly, they're best eaten the day you pick them. I like to put them in glass jars in the fridge. It seems to help them last longer. Now, strawberry plants are technically perennials, but they're most productive in their first 3 to 5 years. After that, it's time to start fresh with new plants from your runners. Speaking of longevity, in colder climates, protect your plants over winter with a thick layer of straw mulch, or if you're growing in containers, you can bury the pots in the ground. In Zone 4 where I live, if you use containers, you will most likely need to purchase new plants in the next year. All right, let's wrap this up. We covered choosing the right variety for your needs, preparing a sunny, well-drained spot, proper planting and spacing, proper watering techniques, feeding your plants regularly, mulching for success, managing runners, and harvesting at peak ripeness. The bottom line, growing strawberries is absolutely doable, even if you're a complete beginner. Start small, be consistent with your care, and in just one season, you'll be enjoying berries that are put anything from the grocery store to shame. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that 1.38 trillion tons of strawberries were produced in 2023 in the US? That's a whole lot of fruit to add to your breakfast cereal. Overachieving California grew 91% of them, although Florida grew the majority of the domestic winter strawberry crop. Have I convinced you to start your own strawberry bed? It sounds like a bit of work, but honestly, grabbing berries from your freezer in winter or eating them for breakfast while enjoying your cup of coffee in the garden trumps a lot of ways to start the day. What variety are you going to try first? Drop a comment below and let me know. If you like my retired hippie vibe, please subscribe. See you soon, and until next time, let's get growing.
So there is the start of my new strawberry bed. It was so easy. You put the plants into a pot from your garden that's overgrown in the early spring. You grow them out for a while, and now I get to put them in here. My next steps are to, of course, clean up the mess, to hoe the center area. I try not to step in there too much, but I will have to hoe it, and then I will mulch everything. I will show you what it looks like when I get that done. I'm not going to kid you, it's been about a week since I planted these strawberries. It has been raining about every 20 minutes in Minnesota, but hey, don't complain, because about July 1st, it stops raining. It forgets how to rain, and it doesn't rain again until September. So hey, take it while we get it. But that does slow things down. But I finally got grass clippings from my wonderful friends who save them for me, and I have leaves from last fall. We do a lot of mulching around here because it really saves some energy. So here are my strawberries, and let's see how they look a little while later. For now, I'm going to enjoy watching them grow.